Hello there. This is the next part in the Micron computer series. I haven't yet tried this monitor. In the previous video you saw that I booted up the computer and it worked properly. I was very excited, Windows 95, all that. But I haven't yet tried this monitor. And it's never been used. Here's the VGA cable, still wrapped up. Has a flip down control panel. Unfortunately, as you can see, the lighting's not so great in here. I apologize about that. Monitor's a bit yellow. The front and the back is all yellow. Tilt stand is yellow, but the power button and the control panel have not yellowed, so they're still the original Micron gray color. It's kind of like similar to this cable here. That's this color. If I feel like taking apart the monitor, I can retro bright it in the summertime. Portland, Oregon, here we don't have a lot of sunlight in the winter, so it's not exactly ideal. It's a little bit difficult to take apart a monitor. So what I wanted to do tonight is test this monitor out. And I have my trusty ThinkPad X250 here, so we're talking about a Windows 10 computer, much newer, but thank you Lenovo for still including a VGA port, even on a computer that you buy on 2015. It's a pretty good computer, although, as a side note, the trackpad on this generation of ThinkPads is absolutely horrible. It's a click pad, it's garbage. I mean, it kind of ruins the experience of the computer, but fantastic typing. Track point works pretty well if you're a fan of these the nubs. But this, just you click and the mouse pointer moves all over the place. It's random, it's just horrible. My work computer is a T450, same generation as this, same trackpad, same problems. So I know it's not my computer, this is just a terrible trackpad. Lenovo, you really shit the bed on that. I have my trusty Apple power cord, and wow, so the elastic band in here is pretty much trashed. It's no longer rubbery. I'm in the kitchen today because I didn't feel like carrying the monitor down the staircase to my lab. My basement stairs are a little bit steep and slippery, and I figured it'd be safer just to do it up here. So I'm on the dining room table right now, so sorry about that. And let's take a look at the VGA cord. Still wrapped up as it was for 20 years. Twist ties, these survived without issue. Alright. Cord's in good shape. Can't say there's any issues there. Go around and plug in this power cord and see what happens. Hopefully there's no explosions. Alright, moment of truth, here we go. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, stop! Okay, no smoke yet. Keeping my fingers crossed. Alright. Flashing power light for a second, now it's solid. It sounded like it degaussed the screen. I'm pretty sure, I actually read the manual for this, there is no on-screen display, so we cannot expect to see a message that says no signal detected, as is common these days. So let's plug this into the ThinkPad. Alright, I hear noise. Alright, well, this may not seem good on first appearance, but I have a feeling the computer is sending the monitor signal that is absolutely unacceptable. This is not a 1080p screen. So monitor 2, let's take a look. Apply. Let's get this into a resolution. Yeah, the computer is trying to send it 1080p. That's not going to work. So let's check this out. Yeah, 1920 by 1080. Let's go down to something a bit more reasonable. 1024. See this ThinkPad. Trackpad. Like I clicked on there and it clicked on the start menu. How's that even possible? This thing is such crap. Here we go. It still is not working. This is not good. I don't know what's going on here. And this looks fine. Yeah, this is what happens when you drive a monitor out of its normal range. Let's go over to the Intel display properties. Let's lower the resolution down further. That just turned off the monitor altogether. I had set it for 800 by 600 and it did not like that. Well, let's try a different computer. Okay, so I have my Acer netbook. Remember these things? They are utter garbage, but let's plug in the VGA cord into that. Unfortunately, this has 1 gig of RAM, so while it has Windows 10 on it, it's pretty much unusable. I need to load something a little bit more appropriate for it. But let's just see if in the BIOS, we maybe get something that's a bit better. And look at that! Wow. Alright, so we got a picture, and it's perfectly clear. Wow, it's quite sharp. Alright, let's check out these controls. So we got contrast, we got brightness, we have adjust, which means you pick one of these modes here and you can then plus or minus. We have a reset and a degauss. So let's check the contrast first. Put this all the way down. Okay, that goes pretty darn low. Let's hit reset. Wow, reset, whatever it resets doesn't reset the contrast. Let me turn that back up. So that's maxed out. This flashes here when you hit the limits of the control. And brightness. Brightness is all the way down. And that's the maximum brightness. I don't really know how good this monitor was when it was new. It's certainly not really bright. So this is as bright as it can possibly get. On the camera it probably looks bright. To my eyes though, not that good actually. It's very sharp. Like I don't know what resolution the laptop is running at right now, but it's a bit flickery, so I'm assuming it's at 60 Hertz as opposed to the normal 70. But yeah, that's not particularly bright. So let's see here. We can adjust the left and right of the picture. Yep. Then we got sort of a keystone, which is fine. I don't need to adjust that. We have width, and then the bottom control here, this LED is rotation of the entire picture. On some CRTs, to adjust rotation, you can loosen a set screw and then rotate the entire deflection yoke, and that has the effect of rotating the entire image, but this must have some electronic way to do that. We got height adjustment. So, I'm sorry, it was the height, and then we have the entire picture up and down. So this moves the entire, shifts it up and down, and then we have this one which is pin cushion. So it, rotates in or out, but it looks fine. And then reset and degauss. So hey, not bad. But it's definitely working properly. Nothing smells out of ordinary. There's no bad smells coming from it. Well, it's working. It's working great. We're at 1024 by 768 at 75 Hertz. We have a pretty decent picture. Looks pretty sharp. Let me just rotate through a couple wallpapers here. I have to say, maybe this is just not a great monitor, or this is how monitors were. The color reproduction is just pretty terrible. The gamut, it's just not great. Everything looks really washed out. The white point's very blue. I'm used to, of course, an AMOLED screen on my Galaxy S7 here, compared to my ThinkPad here, which has an IPS screen, a pretty poor one at that. This actually is not doing a very good job. As far as convergence goes, it's pretty good. Sharpness is decently high. Even at this resolution, I can very clearly make out the pixels without any issues. There is a convergence issue, like I said. It's mostly down on this bottom corner. But the start button here has a little bit of blue halo on one side, a little bit of green. So I figured out what the problem was with the ThinkPad. The Intel driver was doing some type of scaling, so it was outputting a 1080p signal, and no matter what resolution you picked, it kept it at 1080p. So changing the driver to maintain display scaling fixed the problem. Here we are running the monitor at 800 by 600 at 75 Hertz, so I apologize for any flicker. but it's working quite well. So here's a test image I found. We're definitely getting some black crush going on here. So if we look at this grayscale pattern here, I really can't make out any of these here. There's, you should be able to see this one is black, and then everything after that should start to be visible. Okay, that helped a bit. I turned the brightness up all the way. Now I can clearly make that one out, so that's the only one that's missing. On this end, we're of course fine because this is an analog display. It is neat to browse the internet on a computer that's fast, hooked up to a CRT. I can't really remember the last time I used a CRT. Just brings back memories though, reading text on here, just the bit of the flicker that you get and the little bit of the softness that you see. The computer has TrueType enabled, which doesn't really work on a CRT that's designed for LCD panels. It just makes the overall text a little bit soft. Turning that off actually would probably improve the readability a little bit on a CRT, just make it a bit sharper. Now being back on this wallpaper here, I see that I have the brightness turned up way too high. I can see that the black is actually glowing slightly. So I should turn that down. Well, I'm pleased that this monitor works. I was hoping it worked a little bit better, maybe brighter, more saturated looking picture, but beggars can't be choosers. Did come with a computer, it's period correct, and it has no runtime on it, so the picture tube should last a long time, especially because I'm not intending to use this computer very often. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye.